This is a good story. It's very fast. It was on the 417 on the way to Montreal. And I was doing about 130, right? This police car was in the ditch. You know how they hide in the ditch near Rigaud when you pass the Quebec side? You go to Rigaud, and there's this long stretch, and they hide in the ditch. And then they see you coming, right? And they go zzz, and they have to make a U-turn, of course, come back, and then chase you. Well, you see, I mean, I knew I was going faster than the speed limit, 130, you know? 130, so I went fast. And I see the guy in the ditch, and I go, uh-oh. And then I can hear the tire go zzz, right? So, of course, some fluke, right? I pulled in the right, and there was a lot of cars on the right, and the guy in front of me had the same cars on his mind, the same exact car. So he goes, woo, 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 and he slows down next to me, and he stops the guy in front of me. That was great. I mean, I got away with it. Now, the poor guy in front of me must have said, well, how can you stop me? He didn't know, because he didn't really follow my car. He had to get out of the ditch, which meant he didn't see me move lane, right? So he thought it was the car in front, because I was going faster. He thought it would move to the front of the car. Mistake. Right? This is a good one. So I got away from a $400 speeding ticket, I think. And it was a good one. Anyhow, so that's that one. So, I'm not going to tell you that there's a moral to the story, but I think you figured out the moral to the story, right? If you're going to be speeding, make sure somebody with the identical car to yours that you can hide behind. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so that's that. So in fact, yeah, so this is this section here, the written comparison test. Should I do another one? I'll tell you another story. Another story. Okay, so those of you that heard the story about the Chicago, I mean, those when I went to school for Chicago with the mathematician that was next to me, and anybody hear that story? Oh, good, good. This is a similar story. So you go from Chicago, Illinois, to a place called DeKalb. This is an amazing place. It's actually a name of a city, right, in Illinois called DeKalb. And there's it's the city where a university called Northern Illinois University is. It's going to be called NIU. Right? And Chicago was over here. And about 25 years ago, it was an Argonne National Lab, one of the big 5 federal labs in the US. I was doing some research there for 7 weeks. And I rented a car. And we had a whole bunch of mathematicians. So on this one night, we decided to go over to a party, right, over here, to DeKalb. It takes about an hour. It's a straight highway. Over here on the way over is a place called Fermilab. You may have seen this, those of you that are physicists. Fermilab is a very famous place where they have a cyclotron and all sorts of particle experiments. And trying to detect the Higgs boson also. You see that on your left on your way over there. So we go over there, we have a party, and everybody's having fun, you know. And of course I'm driving, so I can't drink, which is, of course, I didn't drink. But everybody else did, right? So on the way back, and it's now almost midnight on the way back, and to come back to Chicago, the road that we're not really familiar with, because, you know, we're not Americans, right? So in my car, next to me, there was a French mathematician, a woman that I was working with at the time. Her name was Jacqueline, let's just say the name was Jacqueline. And behind me was a Swede and a Norwegian mathematician, right? They were driving back. And of course, on the way back here, there's another story that connected to this one, but anyways, I'll tell you another day. On the way back, I figured to start speeding a little. There's nobody in the road, right? So I decided a little bit faster than the speed limit, which is 55, right, in the US. So I'm doing 60, nobody, 62, 65, nobody. And all of a sudden this car pulls over from the edge, you know, I slow down. Car comes in. It's dark, right? You see nothing. So I go back, I've noticed there's nothing happening. The car's behind me, nothing happening. So 55, nothing happening. 60, nothing happening. Car keeps up with me, right? This is amazing. He keeps up with me. I thought, geez, this guy, what's he called me? He's on my, what's he doing on my bumper, right? 63, 65. He's still on my bumper. So I'm thinking, what the heck is this? I'm going to get in an accident. I told Jacqueline, you know, what's happening here? We have to go faster than 65. 70. On my bumper, the lights go on. Holy smokes! This time I'm really going to get caught, right? This happened after the original event. So I'm really going to get caught this time. So what do I do now? So I go to Jacqueline. Jacqueline, you tell him you're really sick. What do you mean I'm sick? No, you're sick. You really, I got to take you to the hospital in Chicago. West Presbyterian. It's the only hospital I know of. You're really sick. Your back hurts. You mean Yeah, I said, yes, I mean that. I'm slowing down as I'm doing this, right? Slowing down is just to, we have to get our story straight. Everybody in the back. The visions in the back are going crazy. They're laughing their heads off because they think I'm going to pull it off, right? Which of course I usually do. And so I had to run and stop the car, and Jacqueline goes, ah! I said, not now, I'm going to roll down the window, right? So I roll down the window, the guy comes out, he's got his hand in his holster, right? Yeah, Chicago police, right? He's got sunglasses on. It's midnight! I mean, wait a minute, you know, he's got sunglasses, he's got this big beam shining, just like in the TV shows, right? The TV shows, you got the camera, you know, the guy comes over with his hand in his pocket, and he's got the sunglasses on, he looks inside, and she's moaning. And he goes and he pulls out the gun and he says, are you all right? You think we kidnapped her, right? No. And she said, oh no, I'm really sick, back. Oh! And I go, yeah, you know, we're trying to get her to the hospital as fast as we can. I said, really? Show me your driver's license. I pull out this driver's license. It's my Texas driver's license. This is another story. Now, this is an amazing, it's an even better story than this one. So the Texas driver's license comes out and he says, but you're not from here, are you? I said, no, I'm not from Texas. Where are you from? I said, Ontario. He says, what are you doing with a Texas driver's license? I said, sir, it's a big story. But I can't explain it now, we have to go to the hospital. I said, it's valid, right, isn't it? He says, you got other ID that shows that the address on this license is the same as yours? So I showed him another ID, my university thing, right? Which of course is the same name, but no address. It's the same card as you guys have, right? I have to show him something else. Anyway, I find the same address eventually in my wallet. He says, okay. He said, we have to talk about this Texas driver's license. He makes a note of it, hands me a slip of paper, and says, okay, now follow me. What? Follow me? Where? Where's he going to take me? Or us? So he goes away and speeds his wee tires, and he takes off. And I'm following at 70, 75 miles an hour, right? She stopped moving, of course. And he takes us right to the hospital. Right in front of the emergency and Rush Presbyterian Hospital. He stops the car in front of me. I stop the car behind him. I get out of the car, I open her door, and she's going like this. And he goes to me, I got to write to you, you know, about this Texas driver's license. Of course, I never heard from him again. And she walked in, and the other guys walked in, and he and I talked for a minute, and I said, thank you very much for helping us with this and that. In Canada, I was grateful for you, you know, this. This is 25 years ago. Yeah, North-South relations are much better than now. So she goes in, and I'm thinking, what are these guys going to do in there, right? So they're just hanging around, and she's sort of going to the counter. I can see her through the window outside, and this guy's still hanging around. And I said, well, anyway, sir, I have to go in now. You know, I have to go help my colleague. He says, yeah, okay. So he gets in the car, and he drives off. So I go back in, and I said, okay, we can go now. So he came back to the car, and took off and went back to Argonne. I mean, this is an amazing story. So next time I'll tell you about how I got that Texas driver's license.